That's right. It's JT Channel. Welcome back. And I hope you enjoyed that little introduction there because we are here to talk about the Royal Rumble. So, back to my normal intro. Welcome back to JT Channel. I am JT. And yes, we're talking about the 2024 Royal Rumble. Maybe the most excited I've ever been for the Rumble pay-per-view. And I have my handy-dandy notebook. I covered the bottom half of the page just in case you all... I don't want to spoil something that's coming up next month. But anywho, it is January 25th, 2 days before the Rumble, and yesterday all hell broke loose. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a report from Justin Barrasso from Sports Illustrated, so he's very knowledgeable, and stuff he says has a lot of merit to it. I'm not going to tell you guys what the report was. You can go out there and look it up. But it changed a lot of stuff. I had to edit my Men's Rumble stuff here. I guess let's just get into this. This is how it's going to work. I'm going to tell you what match I'm talking about. Right as of right now, there's only 4 on the card. I'm going to switch the bottom 2 around because originally I was going to talk about the Women's Rumble last. Well, maybe not. I might still do that. The Rumbles will be last either way. And for each match, I'm going to have a pick who I want to win, a prediction who I think is actually going to win, and then like a wild bet, something crazy that shouldn't happen, but who knows. And then for the Rumbles, I'm going to have a dark horse, someone that I don't think he's going to win the Rumble, but you should keep an eye out on him. And I'll explain my decisions through and through. And we'll start with the easy one, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. My pick is Logan Paul. My prediction is Logan Paul. And my wild outside bet is Kevin Owens. There's not much to do there. My pick Logan Paul, not because I like him as a person. He sucks. But as a wrestler, he's incredibly good. He's a very good bad guy. Excuse me. And I just think it's good for his character to show up at WrestleMania with a title. Plus, a lot of us fans are talking about doing him and L.A. Knight, in a title match at Mania. And that's like old school, massive face and massive heel, which we had last year too with Roman and Cody. But Roman's not necessarily a heel. People do love him. But this would be proper, everyone's booing that guy, but everyone's cheering this guy. So I think that'd be great. And I just think Logan Paul... I don't know. I don't say he's a good champion, but he kind of is. Like, every time he's in a ring, he always does really good. So I don't like him as a person, but I think he should retain the title. I predict he's going to retain the title, too, because Triple H is smart. Kevin Owens will probably do really good in that match with a lot of really close near falls. But it's not time for Kevin to be U.S. champion. I don't know what Kevin does at WrestleMania this year. I'm kind of hoping if Sammy is healed up, they'll do Sammy versus Kevin. Maybe Sammy comes back and Kevin just like, where have you been? And kills him. That's what I would like to see at Mania this year, since we're building this to be such like the biggest Mania ever. But I just don't think WWE is going to take the title off Logan Paul just yet, and definitely not the Royal Rumble. There's not been enough build. I mean, they had the tournament and all that, but I don't think so. And the reason Owens is my wild outside bet is because it's WWE and you can't ever predict what the hell they're going to do. So if Owens does beat Logan Paul, he's been United States champion before. He's a big star. Like I said, maybe they do the feud with Sami Zayn. Maybe instead of Logan and LA Knight for a title, you get Owens and Zayn for a title. Although I go back on what I said. I think you give LA Knight a big win at WrestleMania. Beating Logan Paul is great, but taking a title from Logan Paul, becoming a champion at WrestleMania, yeah. So that's Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. Again, there's only 4 matches on the card right now, so the next match I have on here is the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. I can say it. It's between Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and LA Knight. I'll stop doing the gimmick. My pick is actually Randy Orton. My prediction's Roman Reigns, and my dark horse / wild bet is AJ Styles. So I'm picking Orton not because I necessarily want Reigns to lose the title at the Rumble, but with all the... I don't even know what to say anymore. After that Justin Barrasso report really threw me off. Well, I'll go by what my gut said when I made this list on Tuesday. So 2 days ago, before the report came out yesterday. My gut said that, if anyone's going to beat Reigns and can get away with it at the Royal Rumble, and I think they're going to be in Florida, it's Randy Orton. Orton would be a 15-time world champion, and then, maybe we could do him and Cody in the main event of WrestleMania, which is a dream match for a lot of people for a lot of reasons, for obvious reasons. I don't think he's going to win. My prediction's Roman Reigns, like I said. Roman's going to take the title to Mania and potentially past WrestleMania now. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And then if you're not going to give it to Orton or Reigns, and you know you can't give it to LA Knight right now, AJ Styles is a safe bet. If AJ beat Roman Reigns' record, I mean, that would just be the cherry on top of this career that AJ has had. You know, imagine that. AJ Styles, when he goes to the Hall of Fame, has all this stuff he did on the Indies and TNA and New Japan, and then in WWE, he's been champion and done all that, and then he beats Roman Reigns, I don't know, it's hard to say, record. That'd be crazy for AJ. Again, I do think Roman's going to win because of all the stuff that's going on right now. I'll just say it with The Rock, with CM Punk, with Gunther and all this. I do think Reigns is going to retain, and we'll get to Mania in just a second. So, as I said, the next thing I have on here is the Men's Rumble. And because it's so confusing, I'm going to leave it for last instead of third. I'm going to move to the Women's Rumble. My pick is Becky Lynch. My prediction is Becky Lynch. My wild outside bet is Bayley. My dark horse is Nia Jax. It's going to piss a lot of people off, but shut up and listen. Well, shut up and hear me out. How about that? So I picked Becky Lynch because I'm in love with her. There you go. I've been a huge Becky Lynch fan for so long. Ever since she came out doing the Irish jig or whatever it was. She was a river dancer on NXT when she first showed up. I was like, this chick seems interesting. And then she became who she was in NXT, and then all the way through all this. I've always been a big Becky Lynch fan. I didn't wait until she became the man to be a big fan of her. I've always been a huge fan of Becky Lynch. She deserves this. She'd be the first woman to win 2 Royal Rumbles. She'd be up there with Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, Randy Orton. My mind isn't even working. Triple H. I think The Rock, won 2 Royal Rumbles. So there's all these major names that have won 2 Rumbles on the men's side. Becky being the first to do that makes most sense. I mean, she's the first woman to main event WrestleMania. She's already won a Rumble. Give her the double win. And it's my prediction for the same reasons. And also, they've been teasing Becky and Rhea for a long time. And I don't have enough time left on this video to tell you how obsessed I've been with Rhea Ripley. And no, it's not just because she's mommy now. When she started in NXT with blonde hair, long blonde hair, I don't know if she wrestled with the long blonde hair for long, but I've been watching her for a really long time. I mean, some of you probably don't even know she had blonde hair. You probably tuned into WWE because she became the most real version of herself on TV. Because, that's just who she wants to be, the gothic mommy. Let's just call it as we see it. And Becky versus Rhea, for me, on the pick side, is me being picky and being biased. I would sell one of my limbs to watch those 2 wrestle. And then I think WWE knows that that's a big push for the fans. Every time those 2 are in the ring, the crowd goes nuts. I don't even care who wins. I think WWE knows that. My outside bet is Bayley because I don't think she needs to win the Rumble. But if she did, it would help the dissension and damage control that they're doing right now. I think might end up being in the Final 4 with Becky. Somebody else I have on here. I don't know who else you put in the Final 4. Bayley could end up in there, though. So I don't think Bayley needs to win it. I think her path to Mania now, since Sasha or Mercedes is likely not coming back to WWE, her path is Io Sky. So you get there how you get there. And then my dark horse is Nia Jax. She's been presented better than she's ever been presented recently, including beating Becky. So if you gave Nia the Rumble, I mean, not a whole lot of giants win the Rumble. That's like a thing in WWE. Not a lot of big, meaty men win the Rumble. So why can't Nia do it? Why can't Nia go ahead and my phone went off. Okay. Why can't Nia win the Rumble and go against Rhea? Those 2 would have an epic match. One-on-one. That'd be crazy. So watch to see what she does in the Rumble for sure. I think she's going to have a big spot at Mania. And in the Men's Rumble, my pick is Punk. My prediction just says help. My outside bet is Drew. My dark horses are Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. So I don't need to put this down. I want CM Punk to win the Royal Rumble. Simple as that. CM Punk t-shirt. Wrong company, but CM Punk t-shirt. Love CM Punk. After what happened in 2014, for him to come back now and win the Rumble would be just a big poetic justice thing. I don't think he's going to win the Rumble. I'll move on to my outside bet and my dark horse. My outside bet is Drew because Drew is also on a tear right now. Again, I don't think he needs a second Rumble win, but if he did, you could sell him and Reigns again at Mania. And then my dark horses being Orton and Cody, just because Orton, maybe not, because he was in a title match, and I'm of the mindset if you're in a major championship match, you don't need a second chance in the Rumble, but I feel like he's going to be in it, unless they do that match last, which they might. So then my dark horse ends up being Cody Rhodes because of what happened the last year, the whole finish the storyline. It really tells itself if you've been watching. But I wrote a bunch of questions here in prediction because my prediction was CM Punk until that Justin Barrasso report from yesterday, where if you made it this far in the video, the rumor is they're doing Roman Reigns and The Rock, they're doing Seth Rollins and Gunther, and they're going to do Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Instead of getting Cody and Punk title matches, they're going to go one-on-one. So I don't know who WWE's going to have to win the Rumble. If The Rock came in and won the Rumble, if he's up for working a Rumble, maybe he comes out at number 30 and only eliminates 2 or 3 people or 5 people or something. That makes sense. Gets him to Mania. He ties Stone Cold Steve Austin with winning 3 Rumbles. I mean, who's more synonymous with each other than The Rock and Stone Cold? You could have Gunther win the Rumble. He made it. He went from number 1 all the way to the end. He had the longest time in a traditional Royal Rumble. And he wants to go after Seth now, so you can do that. But yeah, I don't know who's going to win the Rumble on Saturday. My prediction is a giant question mark. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me for this Royal Rumble picks and predictions video. If they add anything else before Saturday, let me know what you think's going to happen to the Rumble down in the comments below if you decide to watch this video. And if you are one of the people who have watched all of my videos, thank you so much. It's been a month. Holy crap. Enjoy the Rumble on Saturday. This is JT Channel. I am JT, and I'll see you next time.